What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I want to make a video today talking about medical kits, medical pouches, IFAKs, etc. and actually keeping them up to date. I recently was in need, and it wasn't an emergency, but I knew I had some stuff in here, and I went through it to look for Tegaderm for a family member, and I realized I didn't have any in here. So this is my what I call my big medical pack pouch. I don't think I've done a video on this one per se. I know I've done it on some other ones, but what I want to do this video on is, at least I do, I have stuff for when I go backpacking. Okay, this is my backpacking medical kit. I got my range when I go to the gun range kit. Okay, and keeping them up to date and going through them and making sure everything is solid is definitely something you gotta do. You should really do it on a yearly basis, and that's what I do. I don't keep up with it, so to speak, like super much, but keeping up to date is definitely something that's needed, because there's stuff in here like medications, Imodium and Benadryl, ibuprofen, some kind of pain reliever, some allergy medicine, some anti-diarrhea medicine, which will really kill you when you're out in the wilderness and you all of a sudden you're going to be dehydrated, etc. if you get diarrhea from whatever reason, which there's a zillion reasons why you could get diarrhea out in the wilderness. But there's stuff in here that could definitely be switched out as if it's gone out of date, etc. So the main thing what I like to do is I like to actually just go through the whole thing. So what I'll first do is get my supplies that I have. So here I have a bunch of supplies, Tegaderm, Band-Aids. I got a bunch of stuff in here that's kind of random, and I have, this is a bunch of stuff related to, blood stoppers and all kinds of stuff. But on this side here, I also have the medication. So I have new stuff that I purchased that is related to, allergy, antihistamine, and anti-diarrhea, and my all-time favorite, ibuprofen. Okay, ibuprofen really works well. Now this isn't brand new. Actually, I think it's is almost up for expiration possibly, but what you're gonna want to do is actually switch out something brand new and put the date on it, like we'll show you here soon. So first off, what I like to do, just go ahead and take the majority of this stuff out, and it's easy enough because you can readjust things once you get it all out of here. And I don't have any, I really should, but what I don't have is actually this set up in any kind of order. So finding stuff isn't exactly the easiest, but then again, I really haven't had to use this very much. And going back into it, you can kind of see, oh, okay, over here is going to be some blood stoppers. Here's a triple layer, non-stick pad. Here's some Benadryl cream, triple antibiotic ointment. Here's some tape. You can see with this this is a Black Hawk medical pouch. You can see where everything is relatively easily anyhow, so that's why I don't go about that. So you can see here, this is Tylenol, and I have this marked at 612. So obviously that's expired. You can get away with using old painkillers, in my opinion. It's really not a huge deal. You don't want to do it with antibiotics, but in this situation we're using painkillers and some Benadryl, and the only thing that's going to happen to them over time is you're going to lose their potency. So in my opinion, it's not a huge deal. So we'll go ahead and update these. These are probably all going to be around the same date. This one is here's some Imodium, and I actually have some directions on here. No more than 4 and 24 hours, 7 to 8 year olds. No more than 4 and 28 hours for greater than 8 years old. Okay, so everyone is greater than 8 years old, so that's pretty self-explanatory, at least in my family. Here's 8 of 2011. So obviously I haven't been in this one for a while as far as the painkillers and stuff go. So we'll go ahead and replace that. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and get a brand new bag, and I will write on it before I put the stuff in there. And what I'll write on this one will be ibuprofen. Not sure if that's spelled right. Actually, let's see here. Yep, that's spelled right. And also, this is 200 milligrams. Even though the tablet itself is marked, I'll still go ahead and mark it on here. We'll put the date on here. So this would be 12/14. So we'll check that next year and we'll be fine. So what I'll go ahead and do, we'll get rid of this. This is a nicer bag though, it's a little smaller. We'll go ahead and get some of this out of here. put some in here and we'll put it away. Okay, I'll actually put a little bit more than that. The other thing you can do, which I think is a good idea, is if you have those containers, those little pill bottles that you can find at the checkout line, that's also a good idea. It's definitely gonna save a lot more space than what this bag will use probably, but I have this bag, so that's what we're using. So I'll go ahead and put that back in here. This is more of the pill area right here in my pack. Then I'll go ahead and just do the same thing for the allergy and the anti-diarrheal. And for the antihistamine, it's in these little kind of pop backs here. I'll just keep it in there. But I will write on here, you know, greater than 12 years, 1 to 2 tabs every 4 to 6 hours. Usually it's on the back of this as well. If you can, you want to keep it in these blister packs because it's going to last longer than actually just taking it out and throwing it in here. Granted, some of these are going to have, they're going to come in just a regular pill bottle, but if you can find the ones that have the blister packs, that would be preferred. I mean, it's going to take up a little more room, but it's going to last a lot longer because it's in that pack compared to being out in the open like this. All right, so I went ahead and wrote that one out. Anti-diarrheal, greater than 12 years old, 1 tab after each loose stool, do not exceed 4 in 24 hours. You could also, if you had the room, or if you want to, you could just tear the back of this box off and put it in there. That'd probably be the preferred thing, but you know, once you do this after a while, you kind of understand exactly how much you know, stuff you're gonna need after you read enough of this or are alive long enough. You kind of have an idea how much stuff you have to take for whatever situation you're in or whatever medication you're using. So go ahead and fold that over. And you want to make sure you get all the air out of this because you want to not waste space. And this is Tylenol. I don't have any Tylenol on me, so I'll have to get that at some point and replace it. Until that point though, I'm just going to go ahead and put this back in. I usually use ibuprofen, but everyone's a little bit different. Now, as far as what I wanted to add to this, because when you look at the rest of this stuff, you know, we're gonna have some scissors, you're gonna have this Trimpoint antibiotic ointment. You wanna go through that and make sure that the date's okay on that. I actually don't even see a date on this, but I know it is relatively new. So that'll be something I probably wanna go and get. I recommend, you know, while you're doing this, you wanna go through and actually use a little piece of pen and paper and make a listing of, hey, I need to get this, hey, I need to get this, I need to get this, and then go out, buy it, put it in here, and don't ever touch this for anything other than emergencies, which I don't do, but you should. You know, everyone's human. And stuff like this, which is eye relief. This is a Bausch & Lomb eye relief. You can see here, this is 2011. Again, the eye relief stuff just not going to be as potent as it once was. This Benadryl cream is relatively new because I remember putting it in here. It's interesting, I don't see any date on this one. It's interesting, I don't see any date on this one, but I know this is relatively new. You know, I have some Band-Aids in here. I also have this stuff, this burn stuff. This is for burns. I don't have a date on here because I didn't see a date on it, but I definitely know that this was packed around the same time the pills were, so that should be something I definitely want to write down and get replaced. And as I'm going through here, I'm just gonna go ahead and move some stuff around. It's kind of Band-Aid related. I have, you know, all kinds of stuff in there related to Band-Aids and such. You know, this is, as you're going around here, I saw these were kind of sitting out. You know, you want to put this in some sort of an order. You know, I'm gonna put the Band-Aids and the sutures and related to, you know, butterfly bandages, you know, in this area. I have over on this side, I have a lot of stuff for this is like an antimicrobial roll, like gauze, and I have a bunch of blood stoppers. I have some application, some cotton tip applicators, and some steri strips. This stuff right here is going to be great for burns. This is going to be great large skin issues as far as, you know, getting cut. I had this when I had an ankle injury and I had to get surgery done, and they put this over top of it, and I just fell in love with this stuff. I mean, it really keeps the wound area, you know, together to a degree as far as not having roughness. You know, if you're not using a non-stick pad, you know, if you have a huge gash, it's definitely gonna hurt. It's definitely gonna be a problem. But that's the other reason why, you know, I have this stuff like Tegaderm, but for some reason I don't have it in this this medical kit. So that's the other reason why I popped it open, because, you know, I was in a situation where I didn't have it, and I said to myself, holy crap, I can't can't believe I don't have any of that. So what I'm doing is I'm going back here and I'm backfilling some of these to put in here. So that's why I have these right here, because I want to put them in my medical kit, and that's one thing I want to add it today. The other thing that I want to do today is go through and see what I have to go out and purchase. But you can get this stuff at a drugstore. You just ask for Zeroform. It's really great. You know, you burn yourself out in the wilderness, or you have a really nasty open wound, and from when you get it till when you get to medical help, you put this over top and put a dressing over top. It's going to allow that to not be rubbed. It's not going to rub against the injury. This is petroleum impregnated, so it's nice and soft, and it's going to keep that area free from all kinds of you know, roughness. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in an area here. Actually, I'm going to put that in here. It's bigger. This is like a hurt-free antiseptic wash. I'm going to take a look at the date on this, if it even has one. Now this is the stuff that you're going to have to kind of keep an eye on to make sure that you don't you know, go over or anything like that as far as weight and as far as bulk. This is definitely really bulky, but you definitely need some sort of an antiseptic out there. So I just chose to pick this. It's really easy to use. It has a squirt top, and you know, it's all in one. So I like using this stuff in here. You got some eye relief. You have I have a little splint here. You know, as I'm going through this, I'm seeing, you know, I definitely need to get some sort of oral rehydration solution. Okay, I definitely don't have that in here, so I need to add that in here. I need an ACE bandage, which I don't have in here. I think I actually used it at one point in the wilderness and then never replaced it, so that's on me to do, which I didn't have done. So, you know, there's definitely some things I can do here. But like I said, you know, this video is to go through, kind of show you what my stuff is, what I use, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and make a list of the stuff that I need to get, because there's definitely some stuff I need to keep in order and purchase, so that my medical kits are completely up to date. You know, it's something you want to make sure you do, is to keep things up to date. If you don't do that and then you need them, might not be in the best spot if you don't keep stuff up to date. You can have stuff that's just, you know, out of date, like I just showed you. It's not going to work as good as it could. You could also have stuff that just goes bad because it's out of date. So you got to keep up with all your medical kits, and that's why I don't recommend having a zillion of them. You know, I have this one, which is a main one, and then I have a main one that I use when I go to the wilderness. Let's go ahead and take a look at that video on this. Actually, this one's relatively new. Go ahead and take a look what's in here. We got my ACE bandage, we have itch cream, and this is all pretty new. Got the triple antibiotic ointment. I have the snake bite kit. I have some air permeable tape, blood stopper. We've got some cold ice pack. There's some more blood stopper. Here's a Tegaderm. Now what I don't have here, which I'm gonna put in here, is one of these smaller ones. So I'm gonna put that in here definitely. Like I said, I got some blood stoppers, another Surgipad. It's a gauze sponge. This is a nice adhesive pad, Zeroform. I love this stuff. Got some oral rehydration solution. I got a little bit of Gatorade, a little bit of Drip Drop. Drip Drop's definitely preferred. Got a little bit of tape or taping wounds back. Put some gauze and stuff on them. Got some non-stick pads, some Surgi, steri strips, some regular band-aids. That's pretty much it. You know, you can kind of go light, go heavy, depending on what you're, you know, looking to do. I like to keep it kind of in the middle. You know, I like to have stuff for blood. I like to have stuff to kind of put, you know, wounds back together. I like to have stuff to keep, you know, burns and open wounds comfortable and the best they can be until I can get to some help. And then I like to have the ability to cover up a wound and not have to worry about it getting infected, like this Tegaderm film. And I like to have the ability to rehydrate if needed. These are like emergency rehydration solutions. I always take some sort of a hydration solution with me. So this is kind of like a backup, or if I come across someone that needs help, you know, I have extra to give them. As far as my range kit goes, you know, this is just more like an addition. All my plate carriers have some sort of an IFAK on them, which they all have tourniquets and chest seals, some sort of blood stopper, like an emergency one, kind of like quick clot. They have all some, you know, they have all the regular stuff you'd find. So this is more of a addition, if you will, to that. So in here I got some, you know, an ice pack. I definitely have the Tegaderm. I got some blood stoppers, which you're gonna need. extra set of shears, extra set of a emergency bandage, a pressure bandage, and that's pretty much it. Steri strips, etc. This is all stuff that you know, can be used. You got your little boo-boo stuff right here. You never know who you're going to go to the range with, so you should be prepared for all kinds of people who are there. And some people take better to having wounds than others, so we take boo-boo, little boo-boo stuff with. But you know, it's real simple. And this is actually a biotin mouthwash bottle, which I cleaned out and I put peroxide in it. So that's another little trick that I do with my medical kits, is I'll put a little peroxide in, kind of like a bottle that I find like this one. I clean it out and use it, and change it out every year. You know, that's an antiseptic. You definitely want something like that out there. You never knew what you're gonna run into or what's gonna happen. So that's pretty much all that I have with my kits, and I'm going through them right now, so I thought I'd make a video, kind of run you guys through what I'm doing, and see if you guys are interested. I have a lot of people ask me about medical kits, and I point them back to my old videos, but I think it's also important to reiterate the fact that going through your stuff, making sure it's up to date, and making sure you have everything you think you have is a good practice to do, you know, on a yearly basis, in my opinion. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. If you guys have your medical kits, go ahead and make your own videos, and let us know what you guys like to use in your medical kits, whether it be the range or an emergency kit, or you know, backpacking kit. Until next time, go light, go heavy, depending on